Oh my gosh. We have been gone for a while. Why, may you ask? Well, in this episode, which is called Is the World Caving In or Is It Just Me? Because I'm dramatic. We're just going to talk about all things, what has been happening, what's going to happen, which we don't really know. And are we for sure staying? Like, what's the vibe? Like, this podcast is just all over the place because I was all over the place, obviously. But we've come to a consensus that I will be staying, obviously. I'm actually very excited for this part of the podcast because I'm genuinely just so ready to put my all in. I think previously I was just like, I need to, because when I first dropped it, I wanted to. And then I was like, wait, people are actually watching this. Like, I need to drop an episode. I need to do this. I need to do that. And so it became more of a hassle for me. And obviously I've said this before. You guys have heard this before. But like this time around, I told myself, I was like, for the next month to 2 months till like the new year. Well, now since I'm dropping this December 1st, for the next month, I will be giving this podcast my all, like 100%. Because usually what I do is I record the podcast episode and then I like edit it the week of that it needs to drop, and then I need to post it. And it's like, I feel like I could just do better and give better and like actually give what I want to give. Because when I was first doing this podcast, I was thinking about like, what does the audience want to talk about? Blood, I got the 10 most loyal audience members, and like, yeah, I do care what they want to say, but also it's my podcast. So obviously, like, I'm very excited for the next couple weeks and the episodes that I'm going to make, because I truly like care about these episodes. Because it's like, what do I want to talk about? Like, I finally came to the realization, like, yes, I want to talk. I just like, I needed to brain like vomit because I just had so much in my head and I did not know how to say it word for word. And also, if you know me, like, my mouth moves faster than my brain. So I'll be speaking, and then when I think about what I just said, I'm like, oh, that wasn't the smartest decision, you know? So, wow, that was a long introduction. But with that being said, welcome back to another episode of With the Waves. I am your host, Gianna. If you're new here, I am a recent graduate from university, and I'm honestly just trying to figure out my life. And during my time at university, my junior year, I made this podcast and I enjoyed it. I still enjoy it to this day. I've just been having on and off moments, kind of like a relationship. This is the most toxic relationship I've ever been in. Just kidding. I've never been in a relationship, period. Anyways, but yeah, I'm just here to do all things life, talk about what's going on, the paths that everyone takes and how it's different and all that jazz. And this episode is going to be basically just like about like why I literally thought the world was caving in on me when it wasn't. Because a little saying I like to say is, life doesn't come at you, it comes from you. And I said it to this girl that I work with, because I have a part-time job now. I was like, I just need to realize like life comes from me, not at me. And she was like, I've never heard that before. I'm like, I feel like that is so Pinterest. Like, it had to be said already, which it has, obviously. Because yes, I have some original thoughts, but I feel like that one isn't one. But genuinely, it is a beautiful thing. Like, once you realize like life is coming from you, oh my God. I just like, I've come to a consensus, happy people are delusional. Like, there is no way in life, like, people are just like, here's my thought process. Like, yes, people are happy, but I think it strives from delusion first. Like, you have to be delusional that you're living the life that you want to live. Like, you have to, like, just believe in it so much. I guess that's a sense of faith, truthfully. But when I genuinely, like, thought about it, because I'll get into it in a second, but when I genuinely thought about it, I was like, life is working out for me. Like, I'm so dead. Like, at the end of the day, I always win. At the end of the day, I get what like needs to come at me, and I get whatever, like, whatever will be in my life will simply find me. Like, no need to chase, no need to like just complain. Like, everything will happen in due time, and everything will happen what's right for me, and I will not complain, and I will not, be impatient. So going back to what I said. So I think the last episode I dropped was sometime in September. And in September, it was my birthday, and I went to Newport, or I went to somewhere in California. And I thought to myself, I was like, I dropped an episode, and then I think I was traveling. I went to New York, and I was like, a lot's gonna happen. Like, I just don't know if I have time. Like, let me pre-record. Yeah. So long story short, my camera broke. My camera went into the shop, and I just really enjoy face to face. Like, I don't like the audio podcasts at all. Like, if I am listening to a podcast, most likely they will be on YouTube, and I will be seeing the person that is speaking, because I'm just such a visual person. With that being said, once my camera broke, I kind of was like, all right, let me take a break. Let me figure out if I want to genuinely continue with this, and if I miss it, and how I can better myself after the fact once I get it. Long story short, it was supposed to take 2 weeks for my camera to be better, right? It took over, I believe, a month and a half. I had to keep contacting Best Buy. I literally went to Best Buy 3 times in person, because I was like, where is my camera? You guys said it's been on its way back for 2 weeks now. At this point, I just want my camera, because that shit was expensive, and people have started contacting me for graduation pictures, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm saying yes, I can do this date, but who knows if I'm even gonna have a camera in that time. So I was just like, okay, that's fine, we'll figure it out, no worries. But then I started getting let's just say the weather started getting colder, because I also started getting colder. I genuinely was sleeping in till 10 a.m., which some people find late, some people find early. It depends on the person you are. But I also was sleeping at 9 or 10 p.m. 12 hours is genuinely not needed. Every day, that's not healthy at all. I don't know what changed me, but at my 22nd birthday, which was amazing, I was surprised by my great friends. It was honestly a really good birthday, and it was just what I needed. Friends surrounded by me at a simple little dinner, and it was nothing. It was something, but it was just not insane a party or anything, so that was nice. And I just sat there, and I was like, okay, I love my friends, I love going out. Why am I staying home? Why am I stuck here? Why do I not want to go outside? And I think that's something dangerous about me, is that I do enjoy being by myself, but then once I figure out that I enjoy my own peace, I never want to be uncomfortable anymore. I never want to get out of my comfort zone, which is horrible, because I find myself being my best self when I'm going out of my comfort zone. I'm meeting new people, I'm speaking to anyone and everyone. Literally my sophomore year of college, I remember me being the happiest ever, even though there were some questionable moments in there, is because I was so delusional, and I was just meeting new people, and getting to know everyone, and just everything was different, and I was at peace with what I was doing every day. Basically, I was just in the present. And I think now I'm so stressed with everything, and the fact that I'm still at home. I just graduated, but people don't understand, I graduated in December. Was I looking for a job right away outside of December? No. Why? Because I had an internship. That internship was good. I loved it. It was great. It was simple. It paid what I needed it to pay, and it was fun. But then I didn't receive that full-time job, which is fine, because that's not what I wanted to do. It's it was an experience. I enjoyed it. I did a lot with that internship. But when I didn't get it, I was like, okay, let me get the summer off. Let me just travel with my friends, do what I need to do, and then I'll get into it. August came around, I was applying religiously, my mental was going crazy. I was like, whatever. September came around, I was like, let's just get a part-time job, and that'll be all a part of the plan, right? Because I have a set plan that I control in my head about what my future is going to look like. So I'm like, okay, I got this job. Now I know for sure, this was the outline in my head. It's if I get this job, I'm going to get a fellowship in Boston. Yeah, so that came around. I've been working at this part-time job. It's interesting. I like it. It's what I need. It pays good for me living at home. If I had to pay for my own rent, I'd be quitting that job the week of. Like, please. Pays not that well, but it pays enough. And then that happened, and I was like, perfect. Like, this is all gonna work out. Like, I know this is what I had in my vision, was I was gonna get this job. And then I applied to the fellowship in Boston. But of course, nothing goes according to plan, does it? And that's the beauty of life, is you adapt. You react to the outcome is how, or no, sorry. You can't control the outcome, but you can control the way you react to it, right? And so obviously I was at work, the work that I thought was going to line me up to this fellowship. And I was like, oh my God, perfect. I get an email and it's from WBUR. And it didn't say congrats on the first line. So I was like, okay. I was like, oh my God, I'm so scared. So then we get there. So then I read the email and I'm like, we unfortunately have to inform you that you have not been one of the top applicants. And I was like, I had a feeling though, because they said that the finalists will know by end of October, and I got this email early November. So, yeah, life doesn't go according to plan, which is fine. I really did want to go to Boston, but then I've come to realize, like, let go and let God. I was talking to my mom earlier this week, and I was like, I don't know how to explain to you, but like, I have just detached myself from certain situations a little bit too much. Like, I was explaining to her, I was like, I think I just need to detach myself from situations, because if I don't, I'm going to care too much, and it'll then affect my, like, just being, and I can't do that. Like, I hate emotions, right? Probably should talk to a therapist about that, obviously, but it's just like the fact that I would say, yes, I went to journalism school, and I've learned some things within the multimedia industry, like when it comes to cameras and stuff, from Cronkite, right? From the school I went to. But at the same time, I've mostly been self-taught from the start. Like Premiere Pro, I've taught myself. Like, they don't really teach you, they just teach you the basics, but then like delving into it is like where I've like learned it the most. And so I'm over here like, whatever, that's fine. But then I know I'm good. I know I can do what I love doing what I'm doing here, and I love like the camera work. I love like making videos. And so it's the fact that it's just like no one's giving me the time of day that's frustrating. And so I'm trying to detach myself from that situation, being like, what will happen will happen. And I know that there's so many people in this situation that it's like you can't help but just like be patient, because I'm not the only one that just can't get a job. Like, everyone in every industry is having this problem. And so I was telling my mom, I was like, yes, I think detachment is healthy. I think it's good to just like not care too much. But I got to a point now where I don't care at all. And it's scary, because like when I started not caring, I'm like, okay, well, this is bad, because now I feel like I'm going to be walked all over if people don't take me seriously, because it has that in some connection. And I feel like I've really never been taken seriously in my life, because I haven't really cared enough in my life. Like, there's nothing recently that I've cared about to the extent where I like want to voice my opinion. Like, you know, when there's just like a lot of people that are passionate about certain topics, like I've had an opinion, obviously, but I've never been like, no, this needs to be that, and I stand up for it. Like, I've just never felt that way. And recently I've come to like, I again brain vomited, and I was like, what do I want to see myself like being like as a whole? Like, how do I want to envision myself in the future? And I was like, one thing I want to do is like people take me seriously. Something I've realized is like I'm very personable, which is great. I think it's great to be a hospitable person when it comes to just like living and like welcoming people in. Like, I think that's a good aura to have. But at the same time, it's like I've realized I sometimes make serious situations very lighthearted, because the fuck are we so serious for? Like, we live on a goddamn rock. You're telling me I have to be so serious and tense about like, I'm sorry, especially like this position that I have at this part-time job. The way that this girl, like, I understand it's your full-time job. Like, you get benefits. Like, you are like getting insurance from this. I don't get any paid time off. I get any time off I want, because this isn't like real, right? And so when they're being so serious about that situation and I'm not passionate about it at all, I just come back and I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know why this is being taken so seriously when there's other things going on in the world that I don't. This is the least of my worries. And I want to care so bad. Like, I was telling my mom, I was like, she's like, oh, like, what are you looking forward into the new year? And I was like, genuinely nothing. Like, my year starts on my birthday. I think about it like that. When I turn 22 or like 21 or whatever the hell, I'm like, what is my year 22 gonna look like? Like, what is my year 21 gonna look like? Like, what is my birth year gonna look like, right? Because I'm just like, this is the year that's gonna happen. Like, I still believe in the new year because sometimes I don't want to start stuff until January because of, like, I don't know what it is. I think it's sometimes like, I don't have ADHD, but there's something in here that, like, I sometimes, like, this is funny, when I want to go to bed sometimes and it's like 10:53, I'm like, okay, I'll wait till 10 or 12 a.m. or I'll be like, oh, I'll wait till 10:55, like, or 11:55 or something. Like, I'm always doing like 5 increments. Someone tell me what that means because I don't know. Anyways, going back to like my year, it's like, I want my age year to be like monumental. Like, I could care less for the year 2025. Like, I could care less. I actually want to reflect back on this year because I'm just like, I feel like there was some transitional moments. Like, I graduated in December, but I don't think it was like that much, you know? Like, I don't think, I guess, yeah, I worked at the internship. I actually traveled abroad, please. That's insane. And then I'm back home. So I guess it's like just a learning year. Obviously, like, can't stress. I'll take anything I can, obviously. But again, going back to like being frustrated about the whole job situation, it's like, I can't be mad at myself when I know I'm trying my best and I'm putting my best into it. It's when literally the government is not giving me the time of day. Like, are you kidding? Like, how hard can it be? Like, when I tell you I looked at LinkedIn, I have friends that send me jobs all the time. Like, literally, like, I think there's sort of 3 people that like send me things. And they're like, oh my God, just post it now, or just like, oh, post it today, or da-da-da, or just like something of the sort. And literally, this is already over 100 applicants. I was like, are you telling me there's over 100 applicants unemployed? Please. Oh my God. I think I need to be a freelancer. I just need to get in there. I need to get clients because at the end of the day, I do enjoy having structure, having routine, but at the same time, I learned, right? Obviously, I know now that I can take criticism, but sometimes I feel like it's not needed. And that's where I know at the end of the day, I might be my own boss because it's a lot, but obviously not now because I'm at square one, and that's obviously fine because everyone starts somewhere. And life is, I wanted to bring this up. Life is based on luck, I think, and hard work. But most of the time, some people don't get what they deserve, and I think that's the scariest thing ever. Like, mentally, like, I'm prepared for the best. Like, I'm like, okay, yay. Like, again, delusional fucking year. Like, we are delusional this like next couple like months where we're believing what we're achieving and like everything's gonna work out because I believe like delusion will literally guide your life. Because once you start fake it till you make it. Like, once you start that, please, it'll be the easiest thing ever to like believe the life you live. Like, literally, when you're like on TikTok, when all these girlies are like, they're like, start becoming the person you want to become, and it's like you have to start dressing like that person. Like, you genuinely have to become that person until you fake it till you make it, and you become delusional that you're like doing all these things, like having these cute little Pilates and whatever you want to do, and like all this jazz. Like, you have to just start picking up a camera, and like you don't have to be good at it, but then like within the next 2 years you like become good at it, and you're like, holy shit, that's like where I started because I picked up a camera, or I started doing leg workout. Like, I just like achieving that body, achieving that skill, achieving that whatever, you know. And so I think it's like pretty funny that, so here's a story time I wanted to share. Basically, where I work, right, part-time, This manager, she's something, right? She takes her job very seriously, which is valid, good for you. At the same time, though, I'm questioning it. It's because she's like a girl and like I feel like she needs to stand her ground, but she does not give girl energy. And I'm like, babe, we all are on the same boat. Like, not really, but we're all just like here working in the same place. Like, let's be one. I hate when managers or like any higher up like acts as if they weren't in this position. Excuse me. They weren't in this position or like anything of the sort. And so it just pisses me off when so basically, long story short, on a day I was working, she comes up to me and she said, hey, if like when this girl comes in, like you can leave. I was like, period. Like, let's go. So I was there for an hour and a half. I was like, I'm good. Like, let's go. She got in. She's working the rest of the shift because it was such a slow shift. So I turn around and I go and wave at her. And I was like, hey, like, I'm going, like, nice, have a good Halloween, like, bye-bye. And she, instead of being like, hey, no, can I speak to you for a second? She goes, no, we're not doing that. I was like, am I a child? Am I a child? So then I was like, oh, okay. So then I go up and I'm talking to her. I'm like, I'm sorry. I was like, oh, I apologize. Like, what's wrong? I'm like, you told me once Sarah gets here, I could leave. And she's like, no, we don't leave until we check in with the manager because a lot can change within 5 minutes. You got me fucked the fuck up. I was like, okay, yeah, no worries. I will put my bags down and you'll let me know what needs to be done and I'll do it and I will stay until you need me to leave. I apologize again. I'm standing there. She's fucking twiddling her thumbs, trying to figure out what needs to be done on the iPad. And she goes, could you do a bathroom check and then like a lap and then you can leave? And I was like, of course. Go into the bathroom. I don't check it. I checked it, obviously. I just went and like looked at the stalls and stuff and like made sure it was fine. But then I was like, okay. I was in there for 5 extra minutes because I was like, no way did this woman just reprimand me. No way is she talking down on me. And I was just like, yeah, you're cooked. Like, I'm done. One more mishap like this and I'm done. Like, I was just annoyed. I was like, no way she's speaking to me like this. Like, I'm 22. I'm not 12. I'm a grown ass woman with a degree. Like, this isn't where I want to be in life. Like, this is not what my next step I thought it was. But here we are. So, please, I'm already on the fucking edge. Like, don't you dare ever like speak to me like that again, because I did go home that day and cry my eyes out. I think it was a mix of my hormones that I was getting because like period, and then the fact that I'm already on edge about what the hell I'm doing with my life, and then you just reprimanded me acting like I didn't know what I was doing. So then I get back and I like was like, yep, the bathroom's good, like just check this. And she goes, okay, have a good Halloween. I was like, thank you. I was supposed to walk out the front to get my eyebrows done. I walked out the back and started bawling my eyes out. I made sure everyone saw me. Just kidding. I didn't. But I was just like, there was only one server there, so he didn't see me. But I like left and I was like, no way am I being spoken to in this way. And I think so the reason I brought this up was because being 22 and just being so new into this like workforce in general, like it doesn't matter if it's like service industry or just like journalism where I'm going into, people forget that you like these higher ups were also in our position. Like, it's just so annoying that they're like, oh, this generation doesn't want to do anything, they don't want to work hard, they don't want to do this, they don't want to do that. And I'm just like, I look at them and I'm just like, well, I don't know, maybe it's because you put us in a certain situation where I don't think it's even safe to bring kids into this society anymore. I don't even think can I even afford kids? Lo and behold, I don't even know how my family did 5. Excuse me, what? Like, first off, passion. I think passion drives hard work. And like, if you can just work hard without that passion and like live the life that you want to live, good for you. Personally, for me, I need some sort of oomph to get me out the door. When people just say like, oh, like work that 9 to 5 and then you'll have the 5 hours or whatever hours after to just like hang out and do whatever. Yes. But to me, being mentally run down is worse than ever being physically burnt. Like mentally drained, sorry, that's the word, than being like physically like tired. Like, when you're just like, oh, I've been up all day, like I'm tired, like I'm gonna go to bed. That is way different than being like, yes, again, mentally drained. Like, I fear that life is going to have to like get to that, because like I was telling one of my friends, I was like, I really want to find a job that I wake up to, and I want to work from like 12 hours a day shifts. Like, I want to find a job where I like going there and I like doing those things. And she's like, well, yeah, but then also I think you can find joy in like the location of your job. Like, yes, your job sucks, but then you live in a magnificent area where it doesn't really matter where you work. And then I'm like, yeah, but like imagine you work this 9 to 5 mentally draining job, and then you get up and you're like, I'm so tired, I don't want to do this today. I'm so tired, I don't want to hang out. Like, you just want to lay in bed. And so it's like, at what sacrifice are you willing to take, basically, is what I'm getting at. And it's just like, what you need to think about is like how you're just going to have to adapt, basically. Like, I've come to terms with the idea that at this age, past schooling, past college, middle school, elementary school, high school, all of it, there's really no purpose of life. And let me reiterate that. Like, you have to live life, right? Like, let me word this properly. Like, yes, many people are lucky that they find their purpose in life, but others, the main purpose in life is to just find the good in it and live that. Oh my God, does that make sense? Like, it's in my head. I just can't, again, me, mouth speaks faster than my brain. But I've come to realize, like, sometimes work is just what you have to do to get the money, so then you can do things that you enjoy, which I find super sad, and I can't live with it. That's going to take me a while to live with. Like, the fact that maybe, like, yeah, you can't find joy in your work, so you have to find joy in the little things, like maybe having a family, and maybe watercoloring and yoga or running or Pilates or all those certain topics, or just like reading, swimming. Like, so basically so I would say October was maybe like my worst month. Not really, because I was in New York, but it was just like so questioning, because I got back from New York and I just sat there and I was like, okay, what the F am I doing with my life? So I just like felt I was just stuck. Like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I was like. To this day, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do. So if you would like to tell me, thank you. I would enjoy that, because people ask me, they're like, oh, like, what do you want to do? Like, what's the idea of, like, what would bring you joy? Like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I don't know. And I hate saying I don't know. But I don't know. Like, I don't know what I want to do. And it's so frustrating, because, like, I would love to do this, but I'm debating. I'm like, do I want to just, like, not? No, I want to do this. Like, please don't get me wrong. Like, I will forever be having this as a side hustle. But I'm questioning is, like, do I want to put aside a job that could bring me joy and less money and get a safe job? But at this time in life, like, nothing's safe. Nothing's safe anymore. Especially nowadays. Who knows what the next 4 years or the next 7 years are going to look like. You basically just have to, like, go for it. And it's frustrating, but it's all part of life. A part of life is, like, adapting and, like, making sure you, like, understand, like, what's happening and all the things. It's just, like, you grow with life, you adapt to life, you adapt to your surroundings. And yeah, but that's all I have to say for today. And I just want everyone to know that I am back for a while. I don't know what it's gonna look like. I don't want to put any labels. I'm just kidding. I just don't want to I don't want to make it so permanent. Like, I just enjoy like posting when I want to post, posting videos, posting TikToks, posting Instagrams. Like, it's fun for me. It's like a creative outlet. And so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for now. And I do want to put my all in here to see where it goes. And I'm just happy that I found my spark again, because oh my god, that's what I wanted to bring up. LOLs. So funny story. When I thought that the world was caving in on me, I was really overanalyzing myself, and I was like, am I doing the right thing? Like, what am I doing? Like, and then when I like even was hanging out with my friends, I felt like I just like lost my spark, which is so sad to hear, because I would say I'm a person that just like wants people to laugh and wants people to smile, even though like me myself, I don't feel like I've been one to, I don't think I've genuinely just been happy, and that's like a sad thing to say, but it's like, what do I smile about when I don't even know how to live life, in the sense of like what's going on, and like it's just so frustrating that like you have to get beat down a lot before like the sun comes up, if that makes sense. It's just frustrating because you work so hard for things and you don't sometimes get rewarded, or it takes a while to get rewarded, and it's just something that you got to learn with, and you have to like get used to, and you have to understand that like it's all a part of life. And like once you get outside of college, it's like really like astounding. Like, you have to really just sit down and be like, holy shit, like life isn't what it's used to. Like, there's no more structure. Like, you have to make your structure, you have to make your days feel amazing, because at the end of the day, like, you don't know when it's your last, and it's super scary because everyone's like, oh yeah, retirement at 50, that's when I get to live life and travel the world with my money. Like, oh my god, we might not even have till 50. Who knows what the world is going to look like? Who knows what the earth is going to be like? It's 80 degrees and it's November. Get out of my face. I'm done. Like, it's so frustrating that like people are like, just enjoy life. It's like, how can you enjoy life when there's so much going on? And it's like, you kind of want to just get over that and be like, yes, like I get to enjoy my life because there's so many privileges. Like, I'm privileged I have this setup. I'm privileged I have these clothes that I can put on. Like, I'm so privileged that I have the creativity. My brain works, my legs work. Like, there's so much to be grateful for and so much privilege in the world that I've been experiencing, that it's like, how can one lose their spark when like you genuinely are so well nourished and like blessed, that like it so is sad that like your mind overthinks and you overthink that like the world is caving in, but it's just you. It's just sad to think about. But anyways, with that being said, have a great day, and don't forget to go with the waves.